Hello Year 9. Thank you for listening to this virtual presentation which I've put together to help with your option choices for Year 10 and Year 11. I want to start by saying that some of the information for options is different from the presentation that we went through last year in the Academy Hall, so do listen carefully and do send an email to me or to your tutor if you're not sure about any of the information. So let's get going with making sure that you know exactly what you've got to do. As a reminder, you need to choose 4 subjects for your Key Stage 4 courses in Year 10 and Year 11. And just to reinforce the fact that there are some subjects that we cannot allow you to drop, they are listed on this slide. Maths, Science, English, PE and PSHE are subjects that you have to continue with. On this slide you can see the subjects that your first 2 choices can be selected from. The Department of Education requires us to make sure that your basic curriculum includes at least 2 of these subjects. You can of course choose to do more than 2. Please note that based on your achievement in science, particularly in Year 8 and Year 9, some of you will be able to choose to study triple science, and that will mean that you would get 3 GCSEs in science: biology, chemistry and physics. If your science teachers have recommended you for triple science, you will receive the triple science options booklet in your Insight account. But most students in Year 9 will study combined science and will be awarded with 2 GCSEs. There will be a small number of Year 9 students who will be offered the Year 9 Churchill vocational option. This option is available by invitation only, and your parents will certainly have more information and a chance to talk to us about that in the next few weeks if it affects you. You then have the choice of other subjects, and you have to choose 2 more, and I have listed here all the other subjects that you can choose these free choices from. Now I know that last year we looked at these subjects in detail, but you need to note that the information about each subject may have changed, so you really should read the options booklet carefully and not think, oh, I know all about it because I looked at it last year. And also remember this: every year I have students asking to change options when they start their GCSE courses because they have suddenly realised that they didn't read the information carefully enough and they have misunderstood what a course might be about. Most of the courses in Year 10 and 11 will lead to a GCSE qualification, with Grade 9 being the highest award. We do also offer some BTEC and Cambridge National Awards, and these have more project-based learning, coursework, and require a good amount of time management and organisational skills. For these courses you will be awarded a pass, merit or distinction, but the qualification is equal to GCSE. So, just to recap on that, GCSE and BTEC are equal qualifications. They differ in the way in which the work is set and the way in which the work is assessed. And make sure you read this slide, particularly if you're interested in taking one of those BTEC or Cambridge National courses. So to make sure you make the right choices, you're going to need a lot of information. The first place that you should look for information is in the options booklet. Your personalised options booklet has been already uploaded into your Insight account and that of your parents. You can find information about each subject, the assessments involved and the content of the course. You can also attend the virtual Parents' Evening on the 26th of January. This gives you an opportunity to talk with your parents and your teachers about how you're doing in each subject, and if your teacher feels whether or not you would enjoy the subject at GCSE. Finally, you can attend the virtual options evening on the 3rd of February. You will be able to book up to 5 appointments with teachers to get more information where you need it. We suggest that you do not book appointments with subject teachers where you know that you've made a definite choice to take that course already, but that you use the 5 appointments carefully to book appointments where you are undecided or you want further information from a subject specialist. The information about the parents' evenings has already been sent to your parents, but the information about the options evening on February the 3rd will be sent out shortly, and you'll need to keep an eye out for this. So, what do you do once you've made your choices? When you've made your choices and decided which options, you need then to log on to your Insight account and go to this section under the Options tab, and then it will take you through choosing which are your 2 first choices and which are your 2 free choices. Don't forget to check that your parents have logged onto their Insight account to agree to the choices that you have made. If you're unclear, have a look at this slide and the following slide, which takes you through how to make your choices on Insight. Remember, we cannot agree your option choices until your parents have agreed them, and the deadline for all of this to be done is March the 1st. So what happens after you've made your choices? Well, you might change your mind, and you can keep altering what you've put into Insight up until the 1st of March. Remember, if you change your mind, your parents have to also reauthorise the choices that you've made. Your tutor will be logging on to their Insight account to see what options you have chosen, to check that your parents have agreed to them, and your tutor will have a quick look at what you've chosen and make sure that you haven't chosen something that seems really out of character or doesn't fit with the way in which that you've been working in individual subjects. But what if you were to change your mind after the 1st of March? So on this slide I have outlined what you will need to do if you change your mind after the options deadline. So if you change your mind during the rest of year 9, you would need to make sure that your parents have written to me or sent me an email. Not you, it has to be your parents that do this. And then when you start year 10, there is a possibility that you might have made a dreadful choice and might need to change one of your options up until the first half term, the end of the first half term in October. There are always a handful of students who make a wrong choice, and if this is you, you need to let us know as soon as possible so that we can help you fix the problem and get back on track. We don't allow students to make changes to their curriculum after the first half term, and certainly not later in year 10. So lastly, please read this slide carefully. Your 2 free choices should be subjects that you enjoy and are interested in. Please do not choose them because your friends are taking those subjects or because you like the teacher that you might have been taught by this year. We can make no promises that you might have the same teacher in year 10 and year 11 as you have had in year 8 or year 9. And finally, if you have any questions about options, firstly, reread these slides to make sure that you haven't misunderstood, and then email either your tutor or me and we will make sure that we try to help you. I've popped my email address on this slide for your reference. Good luck with choosing your options.